Hello and welcome to World of Tanks with me, Marimo. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the specials that have come out, as well as the new M4 Improved on the EU server. I think the Asian server had it a little bit before we did, but it's out for us on Remembrance Day, which is a nice touch. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the events that have come out for Remembrance Day, and then I'll go into a bit about the M4 Improved. But this is one of the games that I had in it very recently, and hopefully it will give you a bit of an idea what the tank is like whilst I'm talking. So basically what we've been given are a few discounts. We've got 50% off consumables, 15% off tier 8 premiums, 30% off tier 6 and 7 premiums, and a time 5 multiplier for each win of the day, which is, they're quite nice little discounts and rewards, and overall I don't think anyone can complain too much about them. It would have been nice to have some garage slots on sale and things like that, but it's a pretty nice thing to have going, especially for Remembrance Day. Moving on to the M4 Improved, I was very, very happy with it. I was very happy to see that there was a small bundle which cost about £7, and there was also a bundle for £30 if you wanted a few added bonuses. I went for the cheaper bundle because I'm a cheapskate, but it was nice to have the more expensive bundle there if you really wanted it. So the main points about the M4 Improved are, obviously, it's not got very much health, only 500 hit points. The gun has got very low penetration for its tier, it's about 92mm of penetration. You'll notice here, isn't that awesome, firing onto top of him. It's just hilarious. But he does manage to get his gun up at me and he forces me back. You can see that even then, when I was aiming down at him, he was able to put shells right through me. The tank's not particularly mobile. It's about the same in mobility as the M4. The armour, it's not really got any armour to talk about. Though weirdly, it has got more armour on the sides than it does the front or rear of the hull. I thought that was pretty weird. Accuracy, as you could see there, okay, but nothing to brag about. Reload time, 3.72 seconds, and I've got a gun ramming on it, so nothing to brag about there either, really. The alpha damage is 110, which is about the same as the T15, but all in all, it's basically just like having a stock Sherman. It really is. There's not really much more I can say. If you enjoy driving a stock Sherman, you'll probably enjoy this tank. The gun is very similar of that as the stock gun. The turret is slightly different, but I've had about the same number of bounces off it that I have off the stock Sherman. The gun can't go through low tiers like the AMX-40, the sloping on it is just too good. The penetration there, even when I'm aiming at the weak spot on it, it's a very hit and miss kind of thing. And the accuracy is, whilst not bad, it just seems to take a long time for the aiming circle to move in on the target. This is definitely one of the tanks like the T15. You can't really use mobility, you've got to kind of use the tank as a sniper. That's why I've given it a camo net. You see there, I reloaded APCR so that I could go through the sides of a Churchill, which is extremely poor for the penetration on this tank. Penetration almost reminds me of a Excelsior. But it's still able to pump out 110 damage per shot, and it doesn't do badly against tier 5s, it does quite well against 4s and 3s. It struggles against tier 6s, but that's kind of to be expected. The tank honestly doesn't make that much in terms of credits. I've been making about 10,000 credits per game, which is, for a tier 5 premium, that's more than acceptable. There you go, look at that, another slide down the hill. Oops. But yeah, the credit making potential, not as good as it could be. But it's still rather enjoyable to drive. I mean, I've done 795 damage in that game. Got a kill as well. It's one of those tanks that I wouldn't recommend getting the larger bundle for, but the smaller bundle is really worth getting. Unfortunately, you can see just how bad the mobility is going up that hill. But it does do well for what it's worth. The £7, it's more than acceptable to pay for it. I've had some fun in it. So, really hope that gave you some idea of what this tank is like, and hopefully will have convinced some of you to buy it, because it really is enjoyable to get. And I'll see you next time.